G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Bloodied Radium rifle with 25% faster fire rate and plus 50 DR whilst aiming. Now this is a weapon that I've used before, but haven't used since the One Wasteland damage nerf patch hit a while back. And the question is, does this thing still have it, or has it ever had it at all? Has it originally ever had it? Well, there's a couple of problems with the Radium rifle. Let's start off with the big elephant in the room and how hard it is to get the attachments for this thing. Now, I think data miners worked out that the Radium rifle actually uses the same drop chances for armor bits when it comes to getting the attachments. So players have told me they've, scrapped in excess of 500 to 1,000 of these just to get the suppressor and the correct mods they would, wanting to allow them to use it. But the problem with doing that is you're spending a whole lot of time and resources and effort to get this weapon, to spec with all its parts. The problem is with that is it's got less damage than a fixer. So, ding ding, two really bad strikes against it. The third bad strike is its gimmick, I suppose, because it does 15 radiation damage, which is nothing. That's nothing at all. Well, that won't help you against anything in this game, not in PvP, because you'll just get trashed by any legacy laser weapon or plasma weapon. And against crackheads, you're going to be doing a lot better damage with this ballistic damage that you're seeing here than you would get anywhere near with the radiation damage. Even with a dude who's going to regenerate will barely take any radiation at all. So they could probably do with removing these. There's a couple of low implications too, and people have recognized this weapon as a Volkssturmgewehr, very eagle-eyed people, and yes, that's what it is. Now, the reason this thing deals radiation damage is because 200 years down the track in Maine, I don't know, the children of Adam just found a pile of these old German World War II let's defend Berlin effort weapons in Maine in a submarine, and they just made them. They've put circuitry all over them, maybe gamma gun components to irradiate the bullets. Does that make a lot of sense in Fallout 76? Nah. So what they probably could have done is just cleaned up the circuitry and all of the greebling off of it, and then dropped this radiation damage thing, made it look cleaner in general, and there you go. Maybe there was a bunch of these things in West Virginia, and they just happened to survive over time. There you go. I'm making some progress in explaining how the fuck this weapon is in this game. Anyways, let's go ahead and perk this thing up, right? And we've got a couple of other weapons that I have from the same sort of class of weapon, just for a little bit of, I suppose, comparison. We've also got Bloody Mess on all of the Commando perks. Now, that's very important to have Bloody Mess on because you get 69 damage out of it. Nice. But let's take a look at some of the other weapons. So this is a Bloodied Handmade Powerful Auto Receiver, 84 damage. Bloodied Hitman Assault Rifle, doing 62. So that's less than the Radium Rifle by a little bit. So this thing is not the worst in class, but we go down to a submachine gun, which has a slightly higher rate of fire, of course, with its fire rate receiver, and we're doing 54 damage, although you could probably get slightly better damage per shot if you chose the armor piercing receiver. This thing doesn't have a powerful auto, but you lose a tiny little bit of damage when you're unspec'd with the armor piercing, and that's going to help you punch your armor a little bit better, especially with Tank Killer. And if we scroll down through all of the cameras and grenades, the Fixer, fire rate Bloodied, doing 90 damage. So, we're a little bit behind on the old Radium Rifle, but it's not worst in class. It does better than the submachine gun and assault rifle, which I think is to be commended for it. Alright, let's get ourselves irradiated, I suppose. Okay, we're in Nerd Rage now, and you can tell that we're in Nerd Rage because we're angry reacting. Look at that look on her face. That is pure fury. So, yep, there it is. There's my special bonuses because I'm using unyielding armor and doing 125 damage, which is good. Let's just scroll through the other weapons in class now. You'll note how the damage margin has gotten a lot greater over this extra applying of damage. Now we're doing 162 versus 125. So this thing's getting gapped by the Fixer now. So, if you ain't first, you're last, Radium Rifle. So, see you at the last place. Black flag. See ya. Okay, so here we are outside of the Sierra Madre. We're going to go in there, we're going to get all of the gold bars, and then we're going to go straight to the Gunrunner's Arsenal robot. And he's going to be a very rich protectron, I'll tell you that much. And he'll also ask you to come back and see you again soon, which we will, even though we get ripped off by the Gunrunners because they've got no system of reputation on their selling of weapons. We don't care. They've got GRA AMRs ready to go and the mods to get it going. So we're going there. It's a one-stop shop for all of your weapon needs. This advertisement was brought to you by the gun runners. Gun runners, shoot things in the face and do good damage. See, they don't exist in Fallout 76. That's why we're not getting good damage, except for when I'm using a weapon, because I am a master at this game. I am probably the best Fallout 76 player there ever was, because I can crouch in a corner and get all of these extra damage bonuses. And if you don't know how I'm getting 3.75 times on the damage bonus there, I'm using this at night. I've got Mr. Sandman equipped, and then I unequip and re-equip the COVID operative, and it gets me a big old damage bonus, which is good. Let's keep the pace up. Let's go. As a reminder, a couple of things you should be worried about with radium rifles in their general use is their recoil. There's quite a lot of recoil on these, but, you know, I'm a master at this game, so I can control it properly. And at close range, you won't really feel it all that much, especially when you only need 2 or 3 hits to actually kill a thing. But if I were to, say, point this at a specific target over there and just let it go, you'll notice that it's bouncing around like a kangaroo on a barbecue. So, you know, you gotta reel that in a little bit if you want to be successfully killing stuff with this. So there's a couple ways you can do it. You can either get the right attachments to help mitigate the recoil. What I do is I grab align stuff. You can reduce the upwards recoil of this with the stabilized stuff, but I prefer having the extra upwards recoil because the horizontal recoil is a lot harder to counter, you see. I'm not sure if this game actually processes recoil by having a set amount that it might deviate from the shot when you fire every bullet, or if there's an initial recoil penalty like there was in Battlefield. I don't think there is, because there's really no reason to not microburst all the time. Even though I was in danger for ages, he still didn't shoot me, so I guess he's weapon malfunction. He had a jam there, so that's not good. I think there's something directly under me that I kind of missed. We'll go ahead and grab him. Hey, look, it's a legendary vicious mutant hound. That's some good script. Thanks for that. And I'm gonna whack that on as soon as I get bitten by a dog, and then I won't take as much damage. Tell you what, I'm not as, you know, filthy seeing Mutant Slayer's armor as I am seeing Mutant Slayer's weapons, because they're pointless. They're so useless, because shit like instigating, bloodied, junkies, anti-armor, that's going to be working against everything. That's going to be working basically all the time, even executioners. I mean, provided you got to go into those limitations of health, but Mutant Slayers, that's not going to do jack shit to a Milo clean, unlike all of the other things I just mentioned. So if they could remove them for the drop pool, that's great. The last thing I want to see dropping is a Mutant Slayer's fire rate less VATS cost fixer, you know? Big old insult. Alright, we're through these super mutants. Let's go and kill some tools. I'd like everyone in the viewing audience right now just to cast their minds back to Fallout New Vegas and have a think about how fucking amazing the DLC was for those games. My goodness, it was good. I got to thinking about that today and thought, wow, we were spoiled back then. We didn't know what we had until it was gone. I mean, I don't mean to, you know, shit on Fallout 76, but we've had Wastelanders, which introduced a lot of innovative grind to the game, and then they've done it again with look, there's Hunters. That's boring, and it's also fire rate and a revolver, which does help a little bit. Unnecessary reload. We just got the quick hands prop. Might be a prop. Playing prop hunt. The props are moving though, so they're really bad at it. We're just bouncing all over the place with my commentary today. Talking shit again. I mean, this is kind of what I do if I know the weapon's going to be good and I'm just going to crush everything with it. Just talk shit. I don't need to tell you how good this weapon's doing. You can just sit there and observe it. And I think as an entertainment standpoint, me talking shit is a lot better than me being super analytical saying, yes, at this range, I can hit this tool for 205 damage, and if I wait a little bit of time, I can get the follow-through proc, but I'm not patient enough for that. I'm thinking we're two-shotting them anyway, so don't have to worry about that as much if we get into a big fight against a Mirelurk Queen or a Swan. He can be a queen as well if he wants. Oh, shit. Oh, shit! Fuck. Actually, one thing to note, the ghouls being healed by radiation might apply to this a little bit if we hit them not as hard as we'd like to. I can't make a difference out of that. And apparently that second shot was really good. I wasn't watching where the bullet hit, but apparently that whacked him pretty hard. This one gets criticals because he's a tanky bastard. Yes. See, if we wanted to really crush these guys and grind them into the dirt, what we could probably do is just... Where did those... Did they just kill me and fast travel away? Now, that's what you do in PvP. You just... Someone's baiting, you just kill them and just fast travel away. Works every time. Well, there's one. He's a little bit damaged. Did the ghouls all go back to sleep? Yep, fight's over. Go back to your sitting positions and sleep for the next 12 hours while I don't... Oh, wait, there they are. Yes, I knew there was a legendary in there somewhere, and there he goes. It's a Ghoul Slayers. Well, at least it's 3-star, right? Here's another thought. If they ever marketed this game before it was released as an MMO, I never would have gotten the game at all. Or rather, I would have gotten it and then just decided to quit because I know all about those games, what they ask you to do. The same shit over and over, expecting different results. See Daily Ops. So I guess they're altering in the game in a way that makes it a little bit more like an MMO, which I don't approve of. I'd rather not grind my teeth to dust on a weapon that is going to be inferior to what my arsenal already has. Looking at you, Crusader Pistol, alright? You need to lift your game. Anyways, so we're through those guys. We're getting like a bunch of legendary drops, which is good for people who actually are entertained by that, but I could not care less. We can't even get the new Steel Dawn shit with that. What a joke, right? You gotta go to Murmur or get it from an event. Swan's dead, by the way. He died real quick. Notice how, except for the one exception versus ghouls, I have not mentioned the radiation damage and what it does because it's just so pointless to have. You might consider it a little bit of an advantage against something like a Crackhead, a Blood Eagle. Crackhead sounds better. It's more memorable than Blood Eagle. Blood Eagle, you know, it's kind of generic unless you look into what a Blood Eagle actually is. Then it's kind of grisly. It's metal as fuck, man. Oh shit, there's a thing right there. I'm just gonna stim myself and then die due to damage over time. Yeah. Good game design. Does anyone remember in Fallout 4 where you used to get medics and then it'd give you like a massive damage reduction, right? But it'd also give you like massive poison resist as well. Why can't we have that in this game? Why do they have to nerf that? I'd take that all the time. I'd have it hotkeyed. Winter would be a morphine addict by the time this video is over because damage over time fucking sucks. And if we can take a wonder drug to counter it all in one press of a button, yep, sign me up. I want that shit. Give me that. Anyway, so we should probably equip a grenade here. Frag grenade will do. We're giving these damage over time spitting fucks a little bit less today. Nice. All of those hits and for what? Nothing. No more spouts for you. And now we target something like the legs instead. Or actually, we'll go for the head here because, you know, she's kind of peeking and hitting the legs would be significantly more difficult. We'd have to kind of go around. Anyways, there's a Milet thing. We actually lose a lock-on because his face went underwater when he got staggered. You better have been worth it. Oh, it's an assassin's Gatling gun. Even... We've had some pretty shocking drops, but, you know, that's standard, so we shouldn't be surprised. Alright, last roll of the dice. My sanity. I think I'm going to pass it. This video has been fun to record because I'm crushing everything. I'm of the opinions that games that suck should be easy. So, you know, making Fallout 76 as easy as possible makes the game more tolerable. You're close enough now, you go down. Goodbye. This thing ain't even primed either. That would have been slightly quicker, maybe 1 or 2 bullets quicker if it wasn't like that. But it's a pretty simple procedure here. Just get their attention. They're thirsty bastards. They'll go looking for you. And when you get nice and close, you can just whack him with one of these. See ya, mate. And then they'll spawn cronies, but they don't actually spawn most of the time, like, directly behind you, so you don't have to worry about that much. Now, at this range, we're going to be getting slightly less good accuracy, and we're in danger from something. Cue the mole rats. And I'm just going to shoot these guys. Oh, we're still getting the damage bonuses here. Oh, I've also got this thing popping out. Kill him before it mutates. See ya. Yeah, I'm pretty handy with a radium rifle. Well, Winter is. I'm just clicking the mouse button really quickly. But, yeah. I mean, as far as mobbing goes, anything up to a Scorch Beast, you're gonna drop easily. Milo Queens, you'll have to shoot him with maybe 1, 2, 3 mags, depending on how you go. But they're tanky sponges anyway, so, you know, that's just kind of how it is. But you can disable their spouts very quickly because you can fire so quickly. And then use Tormentor as well, just to get a little bit of an extra chance to disable them immediately. So, you know, they're not really a threat, and they can't really... I mean, their spitting when they're in caution is exceedingly accurate, but you can just sort of not stand still and not get caught by it. Also, there's a weird bug going on in Winter's hairline here. It's like split, and you can see right through it. She's not an airhead. She's got... how much intelligence? She's got 21. She's actually pretty smart. Anyways, so there you have it. Radium rifle doing 127 damage. We had 125 before, did we not? Don't know where we're getting that 2 extra damage from, but I don't know, it's probably overpowered. So Bethesda Fun Please will probably try to take this away from me, but that's okay. They can't catch me in my SS. Thank you very much for watching, guys.